If you're someone who consistently takes action, who shows up every day and puts in the work, you're forming habits that support success. If you're someone who lets fear, doubt, or procrastination keep you from acting, you're creating habits that reinforce failure. Over time, those habits become ingrained in your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who can achieve your goals and start seeing yourself as someone who can't. Psychologically, the power of behavior comes down to the fact that actions are the evidence of our beliefs. If you truly believe you can achieve something, you'll act in ways that support that belief. If you doubt yourself or feel unworthy, your behavior will reflect that, and you'll make excuses for why you can't do what you say you want to do. This is why action isn't just a byproduct of belief, it's the proof of belief. The actions you take are the reflection of your inner world, and that's why behavior is such a powerful decision. It's through action that you show yourself and the world who you truly are. The beauty of behavior is that it's in your control. Unlike your thoughts, which can sometimes feel overwhelming and out of reach, behavior is something you can take charge of right now. You don't need to wait until you feel motivated or inspired. You can choose to act regardless of how you feel. Motivation is often fleeting, but behavior is the constant. It's through consistent behavior that we create momentum, and momentum is the key to long-term success. Think of behavior as the engine that propels you toward your vision. Without it, no amount of positive thinking or great intentions will move you forward. Philosophically, this decision speaks to the idea of agency, our ability to shape our future through the choices we make in the present. Every action you take is a statement of your power. You decide whether to take action or remain stagnant. You decide whether to do what's easy or to push yourself out of your comfort zone. The choice to act is an act of sovereignty, of stepping into your power and choosing to make your future what you want it to be. So today, I want you to ask yourself, what behaviors are reinforcing the life you want? Are your actions aligning with your goals, or are they holding you back? If you want to change your results, you have to change your behavior. It's as simple as that. Start with small, consistent actions, and over time, those actions will compound into extraordinary results. Your future isn't determined by your circumstances, it's determined by your behavior, the decisions you make to take action, day in and day out. When you choose to take consistent, intentional steps toward your goals, no matter how small they seem, you're actively shaping the future you desire. The power is in your hands. The question is, what are you going to do with it? Now, let's dive into the fourth decision that shapes your life, the decision of self-talk. It's something we often overlook, but it's incredibly powerful, because the language you use with yourself determines how you feel, how you act, and ultimately who you become. The words you say to yourself, the stories you tell in your own mind, are the foundation of your reality. They dictate your confidence, your sense of self-worth, and your ability to overcome challenges. Think about it. How do you speak to yourself when things aren't going well? Do you tell yourself that you're not good enough, that you'll never succeed, that this is just too hard? These thoughts, though silent, are incredibly loud in shaping your emotional state. The language you use with yourself, even in the privacy of your own mind, becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you continually reinforce negative beliefs with your inner dialogue, you start to believe them. You start to see yourself as incapable, undeserving, or unworthy, and that belief, in turn, becomes your reality. But here's the good news: you can change the language you use. You can take control of your internal dialogue, and by doing so, you take control of your identity. The most successful people in the world understand that what they say to themselves is more important than what anyone else says about them. They've learned to reframe their thoughts, to challenge the negative self-talk that creeps in, and replace it with empowering, affirming language that drives them forward. This is not about being delusional or ignoring real challenges. It's about choosing to approach life from a place of possibility rather than limitation. Psychologically, the concept of self, Self-talk is rooted in something called cognitive restructuring. This is the idea that you can reprogram your brain by changing the way you think. Your thoughts and beliefs are not set in stone, they're malleable. By consciously choosing to speak to yourself in a positive, empowering way, you can shift your mindset and create a new emotional reality. It's not just about being positive for the sake of positivity. It's about creating an internal environment where growth is possible, where success is expected, and where obstacles are seen as opportunities to rise. Philosophically, the decision of self-talk is about personal responsibility. It's about taking ownership of your own mind, recognizing that no one else can control your thoughts or your feelings unless you let them. Self-talk is the most intimate and powerful dialogue you'll ever have. It's the conversation you have with yourself that shapes your self-image and defines your beliefs about what's possible in your life. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not enough, you're essentially sabotaging your own potential. But if you tell yourself that you're capable, worthy, and resilient, you begin to live from a place of empowerment and strength. Now, I want you to think about the way you talk to yourself, especially during challenging times. When you face a setback or a failure, do you give yourself a pep talk, reminding yourself that you can rise above it? Or do you let your inner critic take over, feeding you a narrative of defeat? Remember, you have the power to choose. You have the ability to replace self-doubt with self-belief. You have the power to change your internal dialogue from one of limitation to one of possibility. So I challenge you today to become aware of your self-talk. Notice the words you use, the stories you tell yourself. Are they empowering you or are they holding you back? Shift the narrative. Speak to yourself like you would speak to someone you love and believe in. You are your greatest ally, not your biggest critic. Your words have the power to transform your life. The language you use with yourself is the foundation of your success, your confidence, and your happiness. So choose your words carefully. They have the power to create the future you desire. And remember, the story you tell yourself today will become the life you live tomorrow. So, what's the story you're choosing to tell? Make it one that inspires, empowers, and propels you forward. The fifth decision that controls and shapes your life is the decision of focus. In a world that's filled with distractions, where your attention is pulled in countless directions every single day, the ability to focus is more important than ever. The reality is, where you focus is where your energy flows, and what you focus on grows. This decision may sound simple, but it's the key to unlocking extraordinary levels of productivity, success, and fulfillment. The truth is, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, but it's how we direct our focus that truly makes the difference between mediocrity and greatness. Think about your day-to-day life for a moment. How much of your time is spent focused on things that don't serve you? How much time do you waste scrolling through social media, checking emails, or dwelling on things that aren't in alignment with your goals and values?